Hey, so I haven't talked to you guys in like a grand total of 2 weeks, and I've already tried videoing this like 5 different times, and every time it turned out too long, so I'm going to talk really fast or just not talk as much this time about my catching up video because I've been at band camp for 2 weeks. So here we go, getting into it. First day, I didn't know exactly where to go, and my anxiety was like all the way, because I'm not good in new situations, because in the situation I'm used to is what I like to stick to, because in new situations I don't know where I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to act, what I'm supposed to do, and that kind of stuff. So my anxiety was just like, I'm just gonna be moving because I'm moving and whatever. So yeah, I was just like. So when I got there, I saw one of my captains, and we were in the front of the school. And I already knew that the band room was in the back of the school, but I didn't know exactly where because, they moved the band room. I knew where it was in the high school. They moved it from the high school to outside the high school. It was just, hectic. I saw her, and I was like, and she's a senior, so she has a car. I was like, hey, can you give me a ride? But they had senior testing that day, and I didn't know that. So she said, no, well, I have senior testing. So I was like, oh, crap, I don't know where I'm supposed to walk to. I have to walk there, and it's a long walk. But then I wasn't even halfway there, and my best friend, which is a co-captain, she just kind of pointed the back seat. She didn't even ask if I wanted to ride. She just pointed the back seat, and I kind of did a walk of shame where I held my head down until I got to her back seat, and I thanked her the rest of the day. And yeah, so that happened. So there, my anxiety really went through the roof because there were so many people in that band room. Even though I already knew pretty much all those people, there's just a lot of people. I'm not good around a bunch of people. Even if I know them, it's just if you have social anxiety, you know that. But yeah. Yep. So when I say he, I meant our band director. Our band director called roll. Okay, so at tryouts, I have really sloppy handwriting. I didn't realize this until then, but my name is Lisa, so when I write my name, I connect the L and the I, and then I write SA, so it kind of looks like USA. So for at tryouts, he sat there and stammered USA for a minute and a half, and then he finally said, "Oh, Lisa!" And then all my friends laughed at me, and he almost slipped up and said USA at band camp, and yeah, that happened. And then after that, he do stretches and exercises, and then my anxiety got even worse because oh god, I'm gonna look so stupid, blah 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 blah. My thoughts were everywhere at this point, but then I thought, this never happens to me. I never calm down my anxiety with rational thinking. That it doesn't happen. It's what normal people do, but my brain just doesn't function that way. And this is the first time that's ever happened. I calmed down my anxiety when I thought, wait a minute, everybody has to do these. Why would they make fun of me if they have to do them too? So I was just like, wait a minute. And then I calmed down a little bit after that. And then our practice field at the middle school. There's one in the high school, but the football players have to use it for their practice because nobody's allowed to be on the actual football field until game days. So our practice field at the middle school is just a little piece of land in front of the middle school that they spray painted with white spray paint to look like yard lines and stuff. So yeah. And from the middle school to the high school, it's just this little path thing. It's a short drive but a long walk. So I'll have to say, why am I looking up? That's going to happen a lot in this video. And I'm playing with the earbud. Yep. So, yeah. So I made friends with people that could drive. I wasn't just their friend because they had cars. They're nice people too, but it was intentionally for their cars at first. Love you. But, yeah, once we got there, I didn't know what to do, where I was supposed to be, so I just kind of followed the crowd. And, there's a band tower there too that the band did fundraisers for. But, so we gathered around the band tower. You got a little pep talk thing, whatever. Then we went to our sections, and we went over things like drop spins and attention and parade dress and stuff like that, the first day band camp stuff. And after an hour or 2 hours of us being out there, it started to rain. I was like, oh, thank God, because it was so freaking hot. And it rained until 12 o'clock, which is when we get a lunch break. So after it finally stopped raining, we went back to the middle school and had an hour lunch break. And then we broke up into sectionals. If you don't know what sectionals are, that is where your section goes off with your section and the other sections go off with their sections. So, color guard was on the court and everybody else was everywhere else. I don't know where they went. And then we meet back in the band room at 3:30. So when we were in there at 3:30, he kind of we talked and stuff, and then we went outside until 5:30, and that's pretty much how it was every day, except for a few days. Like, dance team got to be in the band room one day, and then like the next day, color guard got to be in the band room to practice. I loved it because there's air conditioning in there, and in the high school it is very, very little air conditioning because they're saving the electricity bill, I guess, for like when school starts in 2 weeks. But I don't know. And then like, let me just talk about like, okay, so the first 3 days is like rookie days, even though like the veterans for auxiliaries have to be there. Auxiliaries include dance team and color guard, but also like the pit had to be there and drumline. But like the first 3 days and like Thursday and Friday and the rest of the next week, it was just like everybody, even the veterans. Veterans are people that have marched before. I'm a rookie. I have never marched before, but I like kind of like new things that normal rookies wouldn't know because I was in concert band. I know how our band director acts. If you piss him off, he's Godzilla. If you piss him off, do not piss him off ever. Yeah, so don't do that. And then like stuff like that. And I'm just gonna skip to like the second to the last day and the last day of band camp because those were the most monumental days. Like the second to the last day was probably the funnest day ever because like I can't even explain it. It's just it was fun because like we were inside for the majority of the day because it was raining, and when we weren't outside it was windy and very cloudy and very cold, and I loved it. And then it started to rain, so we were in the gym where they had air conditioning. I loved it. And then we went home. And then the last day, it was hot, but it had an advantage because it was the last day, and yep. And we went inside for a few minutes because it was too hot for us to be outside, and then like the people that play instruments stayed inside to practice, and auxiliaries went outside to practice, but I'm not complaining because I don't know exactly because I wasn't in there, but Squire is our band director. His name is Mr. Squire. And he made them do push-ups because they weren't doing what he asked them to do, I guess. I don't know. But, so I'm not going to complain because I cannot do a push-up because I am weak. Anyways, so, that happened. And then at the very end of the day, I'm not sure if every marching band does this, but we performed okay. So, it turns out that every year when you're supposed to perform for your family and friends on the last day, it rains. I guess it's just every year thing because it happened this year too. So we had to perform in the gym, so we couldn't really march. We were just like, the band was in the back, and then color guard was on the side, and then dance team was in the very front. Yep. And then we performed, and then we went home, and that was the last day of band camp. But it turns out that we have to go back on Thursday, but it doesn't start at 8, it starts at 3:30, so I don't have to get up at 6 until school starts in 2 weeks. But to make it up for you guys, I'm going to do a video every day for 2 weeks. Hopefully I can do that, but like the day before school starts on the 6th, I'm hoping it turns out as good as I want it to. But if it's not, I don't know what my backup plan is going to be, but yeah. And I'm not looking at the camera. I'm not exactly sure why. It's like a bad habit of mine. I'm sorry. But I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye, guys.